Hi and welcome to the next section of the course where we are going to be taking the next step in our Facebook ads journey and learning how to create many different types of Facebook ads, right? So everything that we have learned so far, we are going to be putting stuff together and learning how to use all of those skills, all of that knowledge into different types of ads that you can create, like offer ads, like lead ads, like conversion ads, and all of that good stuff. All of that we're going to go through in this section. But in this lecture, we are going to start off by learning and understanding what the Creative Hub is. And the reason for that is that the Creative Hub is a place where you save all of your ad designs. Now, if you understand the Creative Hub, then creating all of your upcoming different types of Facebook ads is going to be much faster, much easier, and a lot more fun. So let's dive in and understand the Creative Hub. Let's go. Alright, so what we are going to do is we're going to move up here to Business Tools and we're going to scroll down a little bit down below Ads Manager where it says Creative Hub, right? And it's going to take us to another part of Facebook, which is then going to take us to this screen. So as always, let's start from the top and then go step by step to the bottom. Very little to go through though. So first of all, we can add collaborators. So adding collaborators means that you can add people to have access to these designs within the people that have access to this business manager account, right? People that you've already added. Now, if you want to add someone that is external, that is not connected to your business ads account, you click on invite an external user and then you send them an email and then they're going to get it to their email and then they have to click and accept and then they will have access, right? And then moving to the right, we have different ads accounts. So if I click down here, remember that we created a business manager. So that means that this business manager account can have multiple ad accounts in it. But we only have one, so we are going to use that one. And then we can search for different mockups and then we can create a mockup. So down to the nitty-gritty. What is a mockup? Well, a mockup is basically a place where you can save all of your ad designs. This is fantastic because if you're an agency or if you're a freelancer, or if you're working with multiple people, you can save down a lot of different ad designs, get input, have other people work on them, and then use them. There's even people who create ad designs and mockups and then sell them, right? They can be that potent. But at the very least, it means that you can save down all of your different ad designs, tweak them, play with them, and then keep reusing them for different types of ads. And that is why we're learning about this, because it's such a handy tool to have. Right, so since we don't have any, we want to create our first mockup. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Create Mockup right here. And this is nothing new, right? It takes us to this screen and it is the very same screen as when we have been doing our ad design. And we have gone through all of these step by step. So we are not going to go through them step by step. I'm just going to write something here very quickly. Once again, couples bracelet test, and I'm just going to show you how things are going to look like when you create and when you save a mockup, right? So first things first, we have already gone through this. We select our Facebook page. We're going to select our Facebook page and then an Instagram account if we have that or want to connect that, right? Then we choose our format. We can use single image or video or a carousel, and then we start really working on the design of the mockup. So let's say, for example, that I want to add in a design here. Let's do it a little bit differently than we have before. So we are going to go into, say, page images. So as you can see, we have our account images right here, okay? So if we go down, we could just select any of these. Now I'm just going to select this one as an example, or let's select this one. Actually, it looks a little bit better. And then I'm going to click on continue. So here we have a limited offer, 20% off ad. Now, we haven't specified this towards anything. We're just going to use this as an example, right? Now, here's the power with the mockup. As you can see, you get a visual representation of how this is going to look on all of the different placements. The only one you're not seeing is the ones that are video-based. So for example, the video feed, when you add an image, you're not going to get any display of a video feed because then you need a video. Makes sense, right? Scrolling down, we can see what it's going to look like in the Messenger inbox. We can see that it's right there. We can see what it's going to look like in stories. And notice it says R&J Deals here with the logo from our Facebook because we haven't connected a Instagram account. I strongly recommend that you use an Instagram account if you're going to run Instagram ads, but you can do it without. And scrolling down, we're not going to see in-stream videos. We're going to see some other for the search function, for example, the in article, and nothing for the apps and sites because these are also video-based. Now, this is very cool. This is very handy because this allows us to get an overview when we're actually working on the design. Now, what is really cool here that we can do is that we can do individual edits, right? So if we know that we're going to be using the Facebook feed and the Instagram feed and the marketplace, and also we're going to be using Instagram Explorer and maybe stories, etc., we might want to tailor them to have different features, right? So we get a visual representation of how they look on the different feeds and on the different places. So what we can do is, as always, we can go ahead, we can select a certain placement to edit, but we're not going to touch this. I'm going to show you how this works in a second. Then we can use a primary text where we can say, well, 20% off on your favorite coffee now. I'm just writing something, right? So this is only an example. And then we're gonna add in a headline as well. And then let's write coffee doesn't need to be expensive. Something like that. Now, I'm just writing in something, right? And then we get a description. Grab 20% off of your favorite coffee now. All right? And then a website URL. Let's just write rnjdeals.com. There we go. And then a display link and then a call to action. So, all right, so now we have set up an ad design. The interesting thing with this is that now we can start to micromanage. So we can see the way that it's going to be looking at the different placements, right? But let's say that, hey, we don't really like the way that it looks in the feed, right? Because you can see that there are 2 lines here, but there's only 1 line in the marketplace, for example. So I would like to change that in. So instead of using 2 lines here, making it into a longer paragraph, I want it to be 1 line, a shorter paragraph. So what I can do is hover my mouse over and go ahead and click on edit. And now I can start to micromanage. This is very cool. So what I can do from here is that I can change things up a little bit, right? Now I can first of all see the mobile and then I can see the desktop feed. Now looking at this and knowing that most of it is going to be mobile, I'm going to focus on editing the mobile feed now. So what I can do at this point is that I can, for example, I can change the image so that this specific image actually uses another one. So let's say that I want to use this one instead. Well, that means that I can go ahead and use this one instead. You see it has a little coffee icon down in the bottom there as well. So I'm going to use that because I think that image fits in better. I can also crop this image specifically, should I want to do that. I don't. I can change the primary text if I would like to, right? 20% off. There we go, of your coffee right now. Let's say that's fine, but the headline is too long. So I'm going to click on the headline. Coffee doesn't need to expensive. Great coffee, great price. I'm gonna write something like that. Let's hope that it gets a little bit shorter. There we go. All right, great coffee, great price. I'm liking that. And then the link is going to be the same, though I could micromanage this and add in another link as well. Now, we don't sell coffee, but remember, this is an example. If I'm happy with this, I'm gonna go ahead and click on save. So what is so cool about this now is that now we micromanage. So now we have a different ad design on the feed than we do in the marketplace or the Instagram feed, for example. You can tell that there's a different media here, and there's also a different text. So we are able to micromanage for our design and then save this as a whole design in itself. So should someone decide to use this mockup but only use one placement, they're gonna get this placement. Should someone decide to use this mockup and then use all of the placement, well, they're gonna get those placement the way they are edited, right? So this is very, very handy to do. So if you are happy with this and you want this to be usable, then all you need to do is go in the upper right corner right here where it says show in ads manager and activate that. If you do not activate this one, well, then you are not going to have access to it, right? So we're going to go ahead and make sure that we have access to it, and then I'm going to show you how to actually use it. So what I can do from here is that I can go to mockups because I just want to show you what it looks like. And then we can see here is the recent mockup. And this is just one of the designs, and we can save down a big bunch of designs. Now, if we don't want them to be usable, if they're still work in progress, then we're going to turn this off. But if we want them to be usable, if we're happy with them, then we turn them on, right? Very simple. So eventually you're going to have a lot of different designs going on here that you can use, and then you can micromanage on those specific designs. It's going to save you so much time, and it's also going to give you templates that you can work from. So let's say that I want to use this now in one of my ads. Well, then all I need to do is go to Ads Manager, and then I'm going to go ahead and click on Create. And then from here, I'm just gonna make things simple. I'm gonna use an existing campaign. I'm also gonna use an existing ad set. And then of course, we wanna create a new ad, right? So I'm just gonna give this name as test because we're not gonna save this anyway. Now this is where things get really cool, right? So all we need to do is scroll down, and remember here it says ad setup. Right now we can either create an ad like we've done before in the beginning of the course at the ad design section. We can use an existing post that we already have, or we can use our Creative Hub mockup. So if I click there, I'm gonna see the mockup that I just created. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click on that one, click on confirm, and now I can use that design. So as you can see, everything has already been filled in at this point. The only thing that you need to do anything about is use the ad name, and you can of course change the identity as well. But everything else here has been set to single page, a single image or video. We scroll down, we have the media selected, we have the primary text, the headline, the description, we're sending them to a website. We have the call to action. We did not set that up, we could have set that up as well. We did not touch the display link. Everything is already set up for us. So if we were happy with the design, all we would need to do is go ahead and click on publish, which is, my head is in the way, but it says publish down here, and then we would be good to go, right? So now when you understand how to use the Creative Hub mockup, that means you can create a lot of different designs and use them for a lot of different types of ads. And in the coming lectures, we're gonna learn how to create a lot of different types of ads. So understand how to use your design and then continue reusing them and use them as templates. It's gonna save you a lot of time and effort, right? So I hope you're excited. We now put the foundation. Let's learn how to create some different types of ads. See you in the next lecture.